Small circles,
I used
huh?
to do thousands like this.
So, came back and saw the lack of discipline in people. You're going to see right away that people don't have the same work ethic that you have. You probably see it now. Being involved in this class, you learn discipline. You learn that you should be on time, have a uniform when required to do so, or else, you know, there's consequences. You're not going to show up to a job interview. If today was a job interview and you're supposed to be in uniform, you would fail your job interview. Why? Because you're not adhering to your standards, your personal standards. You should want to have discipline, be on time, be nicely dressed for yourself. Because what you put out there is what's perceived by the world. Dang, you're strong. So, all right. I'll take that from you. She lasted a while, man. I'd quit just talking.
No, she had the approval point.
Good job. Dang, I'm impressed. All right. So once I got out, did that, I decided that there were other soldiers that came back that were in worse conditions than I was. Do any of you guys know a wounded warrior, a disabled veteran, or whether it be Vietnam, World War II, or now? You know a wounded warrior?
Yes, sir.
Care to elaborate a little bit?
Well, my brother, or half-brother, Specialist Angel Felix, was wounded in combat. He has signs of post-traumatic stress disorder.
Gotcha. So, I had some post-traumatic stress disorder too. I managed to work through it. My addiction was adrenaline. I loved adrenaline. Kick the door in, go in the club, pick a fight. That was my addiction, and I managed to, you know, let go of it somehow.
Unless y'all get out of hand.
Unless you get out of hand, then I love bouncing people out. They don't listen. See, Mr. Hardy, he's a witness. So I decided to come back and help these guys because I felt, you know, I had no help when I got out. I didn't know that there was a VA medical center in Tucson. I didn't know that there were veteran service officers. I didn't know there was any help for veterans. This was before there was the Walter Reed incident. Did you guys ever hear about that? Walter Reed, there were wounded soldiers that were like living in these rooms with moss and you know, it was horrible conditions. Dirty rooms, lack of clean linens and so forth. So I got involved around that time, did that for a while. Then I went to work for the VA. Then I decided that I didn't want to work for people. Opened a small business. I opened a bar and grill in Douglas, Arizona. Ran that for a while, got bought out, sold the company, and then decided that I didn't like the shape that our country was in. I'm sure you guys see a lot of news reports on ISIS, on the internet about this terrorist organization that has been taking over the Middle East again. Are you guys into that at all? You know, ISIL, ISIS. If not, just look up what's going on out there. I recently heard that they took back, they're trying to take back Ramadi, Iraq, which is one of the places that I fought in 2003, 2004. We lost a lot of people, a lot of brothers, to take that city back. And now, because of policies that our elected officials are taking, like President Obama pulling out our troops and reinforcements from there, all the sacrifice that we did is for nothing. They've taken back over and they're back to square one where we started when we got there. So it's, I decided that when I started seeing that I'd get more involved. So I got involved in the community, started volunteering for some elected officials. This last cycle, we got involved and helped, do you guys know who your mayor is? Your mayor, senor.
Doyle.
Oh,
Mayor John Doyle. So we helped someone with a vision that wants to better the town. Got involved in Mayor John Doyle's election. He's now the mayor. We also got involved with Representative Chris Ackerley, who's, your state, so the state has a Senate and House of Representatives, kind of like your US Senate, right? Do you guys know who your US Senator is? You have two. Your United States Senator. You're kidding me.
I ask this question all the time, how come you don't know it?
Mr. Harvey, what do you teach your
Nothing,
Weird
obviously.
answering all the questions.
I'm sorry?
I feel weird answering all the questions, but it's John McCain and Jeff Flake.
It was on the board.
Yeah, I was gonna say, oh my God.
And I tell you all the time,
Ding, 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 right? Who is your current representative?
Jehovah.
don't make me look any worse.
So this is on the national scale, right, for the United States. So locally, who is your governor?
Dulles.
Doug Ducey.
Doug Ducey. Just because you can't read the handwriting doesn't mean. Dulex, huh? I'm gonna call him right now and say, did you know your name's been changed to Dulex? So much like that type of national representation, we have that here on a state level. So you have the governor, then you have your representatives, and then your senators. So for your area, you're in a legislative district, right? You have your legislator. You're in legislative district 2. And your representatives are Andrea De La Sandro, Rosana Gabaldon, and Chris Ackerley. Do you guys know any of these people?
Nope.
These are the people that are in charge of your everyday lives as far as the laws go. When you hear about a law being passed for the state of Arizona, these people are involved in the process. My job is I'm the chairman of that district, which A, gets the vote out, and B, holds these people accountable for their votes and for the law. I'll give you an example. My man over here knows civics, so I'm sure he's going to pass the civics test. But you guys have heard that the new law is you have to pass a civics test before you graduate high school, right?
In order to graduate.
Correct. In order to graduate, you pass a civics test. These people were involved in the process. My job is to let you guys know and educate you on what's going on the state level, on a local level, and let you guys know that by being involved and informed, you can help educate other people in your community. I've talked to a lot of people on how they came to hear about this ROTC program.
Sorry, your request timed out.
I'm not
Please try
requesting
again.
anything. That's funny. This thing hears me speak and thought I was talking to it. How did you hear about ROTC? How did you find out about it?
We had recruiters from this school go down to another school.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, was Mr. Harvey there? Nice. Anybody else? How'd you hear about ROTC?
I was in registration and the court commander started talking to me about it, wanting to see if I either had the class, and because I did it, started convincing me to do it, and I did.
Gotcha. Did anybody join here because of a friend or someone told them, hey, this class is cool? So, word of mouth, right? Word of mouth. You spread it and you say, hey, this thing's good, it's good for you. You'll learn discipline. You'll learn who your senators are and your civics, I hope.
Lips.
So the same thing applies to your everyday lives, to the local world, right? How am I supposed to vote? Who's my representative? Who should I vote for? Oh, you should vote for Jose Alba because he's a man of the people. Or you should vote for John Doyle because he's going to make things happen. Or you should vote for McCain and Flake because McCain's a war hero and Flake is a flake. Whatever. So by educating yourself and knowing what's going on in your community, you get to know what's happening and you get to inform others and let them know that they don't have to have an uneducated vote per se. Because the people that you put in office are the ones that are making these laws and these rules for you. By being involved, you can help shape the process. The biggest misconception is that these lawmakers are the ones that tell us what to do, and it's the other way around. The people are the ones that put the lawmakers in office, and the people are the ones that dictate what you do, not the other way around.